All right, the first one comes from Dean. Love the show, been watching for well over a year now. Great stuff. My question is, do you think that Captain America 3 is really Marvel's version of Batman versus Superman in Captain America versus Iron Man? Kevin Feige recently said he's had the name for Captain America 3 in his head for 10 years, which makes me think of Civil War. Do you think Marvel would take DC's main marketing move saying our two top guys are going to fight and say we can do it better? Thanks.
Nope. No. First, a couple things. Iron Man is their #1 box office draw right now. If you're going to have a movie that's Iron Man, it's not going to be Captain America 3. It's going to be Iron Man. Plus, the other thing is, let's not forget, this is a very, very important thing. Robert Downey Jr. has 2 films left on his contract, and one of those is Avengers 2. The other one is going to be used for Avengers 3. So there are no more films for Robert Downey Jr. to appear in unless some new contract gets written. And I believe Avengers 3 will be the last time that we see Robert Downey Jr. Fingers crossed that I'm wrong and they're able to come up to some sort of an agreement. But I think after Avengers 3, we're going to see a brand new Tony Stark. So they just don't have the contract in place to have a Captain America 3 versus Iron Man, and which also goes to that whole ridiculous discussion we were having the other day about, will they split Avengers 3 into 2 films? You can't, because you don't have Robert Downey Jr. in a contract for that. Unfortunately, it's a very cool idea, but unfortunately, just the logistics of it doesn't work. Dennis?
I don't think they're really... If they actually did it, I don't think they'd be stealing anything from DC. I mean, versus one person or another. Another thing I thought of, like he mentioned Civil War, and we've talked a lot about that, about kind of the problems of bringing Civil War in terms of not having all the characters like Spider-Man and Fantastic Four who are integral into that storyline. But I kind of realized another thing. The whole basis of Civil War is the Superhero Registration Act,
right,
and how some people don't want to reveal their secret identities. Well, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that is not a big deal. Everyone knows who Tony Stark is Iron Man. Everyone knows Steve Rogers is Captain America. Thor is Thor.
Black Widow is sitting in a congressional hearing.
Exactly. Bruce Banner transforms into the Hulk right in front of millions of people.
Right.
So I don't think that whole secret identity thing really exists in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, which doesn't mean they can't take themes from Civil War and come up with a different reason why they have to be at odds with each other if they want, and do it without Spider-Man and do it without Fantastic Four. But just remember, it would be totally different from the Civil War we know from the comic books, absolutely different. Schnepp?
Yeah, I was trying to think what the title would be besides Civil War. They're not going to go Captain America 3, The Death of Captain America. I mean, you know what I mean? Because that was the other big Brubaker thing where they killed him off and the Winter Soldier took over. So, I mean, we keep hearing rumblings about, Sebastian Shaw signed on for 40 other movies.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Shaw.
Sebastian Shaw. Yeah, the Hellfire Club.
The Hellfire King is coming.
He's going to be in it, guys. He's Captain America. So, I don't think it's going to be Civil War. Could they call it Captain America 3 Civil War? Or not just Captain America Civil War? They could, and just take elements of it. It could be a cool way to bring in that whole storyline of the death of Captain America. So they might just use the title and just not have Iron Man in it at all. So
yeah. I'm going to stick to my original guns, though. I do not believe Captain America's dying in the movies. I think we had Captain America as Steve Rogers as Captain America for 60 years before they finally felt the need to have him die, and then he was only dead for about 3 months.
Well, what about, maybe if they not death, but just he gets replaced.
Right? Yeah,
He's
I've said that very publicly. I don't believe they're replacing Steve Rogers as Captain America.
No, not replace the actor. I mean, Steve Rogers, the character.
Yeah, no, I don't believe they're replacing Steve Rogers. I think Steve Rogers will still be Captain America at the end.
I see it different. I could see it they actually have him become someone else. Wasn't he U.S. agent for a while?
He was Nomad. Remember that, guys? Yeah. Nomad? He was a
But when we had the Russo brothers in here, I specifically asked them that question. And while they try to stay a little vague on it, if you go back and watch that interview, I think it's pretty clear that they're not. And especially if you listen to the commentary from the guys who are doing the next Thor film, when they talked about, in the comic books, they've now made Thor a girl. Are you going to change things? Are you going to replace, the traditional Thor characters? Chris Hemsworth going to become something else and a female character? And they said, look, in the Marvel comics, they said they went through 50 or 60 years of stuff before they needed to change things up. We're just getting started in this movie universe. Right. So I don't think they have any intention of doing it. But who knows? It's absolutely possible.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.